And Klopp said, well, what's the matter with you? And then they just disagreed with each other.
Hey, Michael.
It was quite
Hi,
pathetic.
how are you?
Yep.
G'day.
Morning, guys.
Hi, Macca.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, very good.
That's good. Fruity?
Right,
Bag of fruit?
All right.
Colonel?
Good, sir. Yeah.
That's good.
Even though it's
Very
bloody
quiet this morning.
1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Oh, you do well. You do well, son.
Yeah.
I see the old Chelsea king. He's quiet.
Yeah.
Another good result, Pete.
Oh, it was tremendous. They played really well.
What do you think of Tottenham signing?
Conte.
Yeah.
Well, what do I think of it? If he's going to achieve anything there, he's got to be given quite a time. He's got a load of dead wood he's got to unload. If he can keep them in the top 5, 6 for the rest of the season, he'd have done well. Unless he goes mental in January and they give him a couple of 100 million and he buys a whole new site. But Levy will have to, and he mustn't interfere with him. That's where they went wrong at Chelsea. They tried to tell him what to do, and he won't have it. They did the same at Juventus. They just will not have it. You either pay me to run the first team, look after the football, and let me make the decisions, the football decisions, or I'm not your man. And off I'll go. He did it at Inter Milan, Chelsea, and Juventus. I mean, one thing about him, he's a real straight goer. He tells you how it is. Yeah.
Well, I think he'll be good for the Spurs, won't he?
Well, he'll certainly turn them into a more efficient unit. He's had them out running and training because they
changing the diet.
Didn't look fit. Yeah, no tomato ketchup.
Yeah, I saw that. Mayonnaise. But if anything, Pete, they've got quite a gentle run, if there is such a thing as a gentle run in the Premier League.
Well, yeah, in the next few weeks, yeah.
Yeah, they're not playing any of the top teams.
Mm. Today's a good marker. They've got Leeds, haven't they?
They got Leeds tonight, yeah.
Yeah, and they're another side who've got problems. I've got a feeling Bielsa might go.
Mate, they're only 2 wins away from not having a problem.
Well, you can say that, but look, Norwich won the last 2 games. You wouldn't give you confidence that they would stay up.
No.
As I said to John yesterday, it's a very flaky league.
It's a very open league. Because I saw how.
Well, if you take the top 3, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City, they're gone. They're out on their own. Yeah. But the rest of it, West Ham lost yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
It's going to be very interesting.
So, Colonel, you were missed in London, my dear friend.
Yeah. I was very, very jealous watching that video which Foodie did.
You wouldn't have been jealous the next morning, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's obviously knowing the cast of characters, Dave and Ali, and that. I'm really happy that they all got together for you and Deb. Yeah, it
was lovely. It was a lovely surprise, and it didn't finish them because Ingie and my family knocked on into
Chinatown.
We didn't. I think we staggered home about 10 o'clock at night.
Wow. So how is it with people picking people up there? Because you can't just park your car out front, can you?
My nephew does pretty well in London. He works in Mayfair, and every time we left a restaurant or a pub, there was a big S-Class Mercedes-Benz to take us back to our hotel.
Nice. Yeah.
He looked after us big time. We didn't have to worry about public transport at all.
There
Very
you
nice.
go. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, the deluxe Ubers, I think they call them, or the I don't know, the luxury Ubers can get into the city of London.
Okay.
I think. Who's that coming? Oh, Stevie.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Annie Walker.
Well, you won't be a happy camper.
No. I was born in Macclesfield.
Oh, well,
yeah,
you're looking for a new manager as well.
Are you getting that series about the revival of Macclesfield Football Club under the guidance of Robbie Savage out there yet, John?
Not yet, but probably will.
Yeah, well, I think it's only been going for about 3 weeks, but it's quite good. It's quite good. It's about the revival of the town and the football team, and
the
only trouble is Robbie Savage at the forefront.
Yeah, don't mention football.
No, well, I think that's all I've been talking about.
Peter, I'm a little bit concerned, mate.
Go on.
By the time we play you, we'll have a new manager, so you might be in for a beating.
Fair enough.
That's next week. Do we play you next week?
It's next Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus, right.
I wonder what time that is.
Well,
Is it 4:30?
yeah, they don't have they have 1:30 and 4 o'clock on Sundays. Don't have an evening one unless it's a cup tie, FA Cup tie.
We're good. We're good there then. Okay.
Let me change my background, and I'll go and put my tooth in.
Use video.
You got to sit upside down and put your tooth in, Stevie.
There we go. Oh, I got the wrong picture up, Johnny. Morning, Marco.
Good morning, Inji. How are you?
All good.
Andy,
All
Hey.
good, lovely.
hey,
Colonel.
Hello, David.
Oh dear.
What?
Right.
Hello, David.
is it a rugby?
No.
Oh,
Was that? I missed that one. When was that?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. England were very, very good.
Sorry, I'm not-
Wales beat the Australian.
Oh, come on, they had the ref on their side and we were one man short.
Well, no,
Well, you see
that's going to be the
David.
rule now. When we play Australia, there are going to only be allowed 14 players. So that's the new rule.
The only way to beat us.
Yeah.
David, are you ready for a bollocking?
Oh, more than one. Yes. Yeah. Am I going? Yes. Throw in the first one. Fruity, you start.
I've got nothing to say except you can change the traffic lights.
I'm trying to. I'm having a lot of issues today with this. Yeah, that'll do. All right, that's better, isn't it? That's better.
Yeah, Aussie hat. Yeah.
You got the Aussie flag. Yeah, that's good. Mm.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know why it's. Anyway, it's all good. All good. Yeah, Marco, you look as good as you did the other week in the 3 Greyhounds.
Who are you talking to, darling?
You, Marco. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that would have been early in the afternoon because later at night you were speaking Swahili and you couldn't look straight.
Talking of the 3 Greyhounds, me and Alan always used to meet up in London about every month, 6 weeks. And I'm going to ask him if he wants to go up before Christmas. And I just wondered if any of you guys wanted to come up as well.
Oh yeah,
We'll be there. We'll be there, Freddie.
Yeah.
Count me in.
We can have
do that.
video. No, I just
That's
wondered.
a short flight for us.
Well, let us know what date, Dave.
Yeah, I haven't actually spoken to him about it yet. But we were talking about resurrecting it anyhow at some stage. So
yes. Well,
It'd be good.
lovely. If it's doable, you'll be there for it, won't you, Stephen?
Me? Anywhere to get away from Manchester, I think, at the moment.
Where are you? Are you sat out on the drive, Steve?
Yeah, I thought I'd sit outside today.
What's that car, Steve?
You got a new car?
No, it's
That's my car. Yeah,
Yeah.
a Cougar.
Ah, wow. Nice
Yeah.
one. Nice one.
What's a Cougar? A Ford?
Ford Cougar. SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year is it?
21, brand new.
Oh, wow. Nice.
it is. Yeah,
Only I got it in March.
I use it as a taxi when I go off to cruise. When I went cruising on the Regal Princess.
Yeah, yeah. I did a taxi service for Dave.
Yeah,
Just
very
nipped
nice.
down from Manchester to Dave, just take him to the ship.
Coincidentally.
Yeah. Now I get it on lease, Pete. I lease it. I don't buy it. I lease it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and everybody does that now, don't they?
Yeah.
Call
Yeah.
it something like that, because yeah, it gives the old handbag a right bashing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
About 30 grandish, 20, 28, 30 grand.
Well,
Nice.
so, Macca,
So what's that cost to lease then, Steve?
Sorry.
£244 a month. Lease.
Oh,
Over 3 years.
Oh,
And
that's
in 3
great.
years' time, I take it back and pick another one up.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Well, at the end of the day, to me, to buy a brand new car, by the time you take it out the blooming showroom, you've lost 10 grand straight away.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? So when you go to, so I've worked out it would take me nearly 10 years to pay for that car if I paid it £244 a month with no interest. So it doesn't make sense. You might as well just lease the bloody thing. Get another one in 3 years, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing is it's limited mileage.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's
You can up it, you know what I mean? You can do more, have more mileage.
that's why we didn't lease ours. We bought it because we drive down to California and all that, so the miles add up over here.
Yeah. But you can up the mileage.
Yeah.
It costs a little bit more to lease. But what I've got's plenty.
right.
Just the job.
Mhm.
I thought, why it's nice and sunny out here today, I'd sit outside and
I've had the same problem, with
middle of November. It is actually it's quite nice.
It's,
the sunshine.
it's beautiful down here.
yeah.
Sunshine. Yeah.
What's it like where you are, Macca?
Mate, we got London weather today. It was cold, windy, rainy.
No, it's beautiful weather here.
Mm.
London.
Yeah, maybe the gods are changing, eh?
Just checking in with the anchorman. Did you receive the private message on your director's channel, Dave?
If I did, if I just checking that you're monitoring this channel, Dave. Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is,
continuing day.
Johnny, I was all trying to tune in 15 minutes before. As soon as you got sent the message through,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it on the laptop, and it goes straight through for the Zoom bit until then I click on to launch the pro. It flipping wouldn't. It did not want to know, not at all.
It's all good now, mate. It's all good now, mate.
Yeah. What was was there others having the same problem, or just me?
No problem. No.
That's all right. Yeah, hang on. I better read that message. Yeah. Oh, hang on. If it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Well, I've got to finish within 2.5 hours of this today because I want Colonel to have some sleep before he gets ready for the UK one with Steve Watts. Macca, has Steve Watts has he been in communication since you've been back down, or?
Yeah, I asked them out for dinner this week, but they're going away apparently, or they were babysitting and then going away.
Mm-hmm.
But I told them I'd send the car around and pick him up.
Might be on today then.
He may not be on today. I think he said he was going away.
Right. Well,
Oh, didn't it say last week they're going across to Perth?
They
Is there
can't get
anyone-
into Perth. They can't get into Perth.
Yeah, I thought
Has
WA
that
was closed.
changed again?
No, we're locked out of Perth.
Oh,
But
well,
yeah,
don't come over to Austria or Holland.
oh, blimey, no.
No.
Right, it's in Holland.
Well,
Is Holland the same as Austria?
I don't. Austria's starting tomorrow. The total lockdown for 10 days. I think Holland is several different areas.
Right.
Well, they're rioting,
in
aren't they?
Austria, it's compulsory now to have the vaccination.
Yeah.
You
I
have
had
to-
my booster yesterday.
Well,
Oh,
Holland, they're rioting, but Mike Hawksworth's over there, isn't he?
We're in Holland.
Yeah, he went over a few days ago. I saw it on Facebook.
Okay.
His wife is Dutch, isn't she?
Yeah.
Hank.
Hank.
There's
Hey,
Deb.
Deb.
Morning,
Hi.
Deb.
Morning, Miss
Morning.
Debbie.
Or evening, whichever the
Not many
case may be.
people.
There's
Oh,
Doris.
yeah.
Doris is coming in.
Oh, and Martin's coming as well. And Debbie, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, morning.
Great.
It seemed like a week ago we were there.
I know. God, dear, oh dear, has it flown?
Hasn't it gone by so fast?
Yeah.
I know.
What was this that you nearly missed the plane? You text me.
Ask her. She's shopping.
Oh, no.
Where was that? In London? Or
It was in London. We were shopping, and then
We went to Heathrow. We stopped at Pret and had something to eat and a coffee. And we were looking in the shops, and then we didn't realise it was 15 or 20 minutes to get to the gate.
Oh,
and I
wait,
looked up
wait.
and it said 10 minutes to the gate.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what happened.
shit.
That
We're
happened to
gonna
my
start moving.
that happened to my wife on the Sun Princess. She was bloody shopping in bloody where was it? Miami. She nearly missed the flight.
They were just about to close the gate.
Hello, Martin. Nice to see you.
Hey Dave, how you going?
Hey, Martin.
Very good. Looking
Yeah.
great.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Martin.
You're looking well. You're looking well as can be expected, I suppose.
Well, I'm
morning, Doris.
better than I've been in the last month. Yeah, old parts of the body
Dave?
are starting to come back to life. So
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
yeah, it was quite strange how it all happened. I went out for a bacon sandwich and ended up on the operating table in King's College Hospital. So don't go to the local greasy spoon round there.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
it's the bacon. It's got to
Yeah,
be the bacon.
It was the bacon.
Pete, mentioning the bacon reminded me of a story I just heard recently about something about a bacon slicer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't start.
Actually, I need to get my cut.
Need to get your bacon slicer on.
Mac, Debbie, and Martin, apologies for that. It's just not on that we discuss this bacon slicer any further. All right.
No, we'll keep the
Okay.
pigs in England.
It's
We
a
need to
flipping
know
good
more.
story.
No more.
We'll keep the pigs in England.
You might have heard it, Debbie. Debbie, you've never worked in a butcher's shop, have you?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
Where is this going?
It's going downhill, Martin.
Rapidly.
Ever worked in a barber's?
Oh,
Hey, and guess what? You know, I fell off a bicycle not so long ago. I've got a story about that as well.
Are we leaving that till this evening, or?
Well, no, because Macca and Debbie might not be there this evening, and Martin might not. We could do a test drive
At the end.
At the end of the show.
Yeah.
That we'll mention about the butcher and the bike and the barbers. All right. It all begins with B. All right.
Don't need to block my ears.
Yes, of course.
Then, isn't it?
Also forgot the train.
Dave, did you catch your train time?
Did I take my?
Did you get your train?
Yes, I did. Only thankfully because Liz took me all the way back to Waterloo because she was going to change to go off to another direction, luckily. And she said, just go up that escalator and ask for help. Right. No, it was literally just at the top and it was there. It was fine. It was good.
Oh, she was worried about getting you there.
Yeah, of course. She didn't want to think that I might get stuck there overnight and have to stay at her place for the night.
No, we asked for help to get you out of the Chinese restaurant.
No. Oh, talking about which, the girl who served the wine was called Cindy, Colonel.
Yes,
Okay.
Cindy, yeah. And I think it was Cindy that wanted to make sure I left in good time. In fact, I think she wanted me to leave actually before I'd arrived.
She didn't want us in there until we ordered 2 60-pound bottles of wine.
She was a funny girl, wasn't she?
Well, it was very kind to let us have any of it. It was well, admittedly, I think I had more than everybody else, so that was even better. It was a great night.
You kept calling it spin the nose bag, spin the nose bag.
That's right.
Well, you had the wheel in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, we had the wheel.
Yeah. Do you know what? You couldn't have planned it, and nothing could have happened better. You know, to have even gone to that restaurant and then to have the table where we were at.
I know.
You know,
Such a good day.
It was meant to be.
It was the best day.
Yeah.
I hear someone had an accident with a pint of beer as well. Is that right?
What was that?
No,
Someone had
I
an
never heard that.
accident with a pint of beer.
Someone spilled a pint of beer.
That was me in the pub.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was the waiter knocked it over. That's
Oh,
all
right, okay.
Yeah. You were just the nearest to it, Pete. It's not.
No, Debbie saved my life. I knocked over the pint of beer and almost knocked over a pint of cider as well to follow it up.
They did have that sign outside the pub that said live entertainment, didn't it? They didn't say live entertainment. But I didn't know whether they had a dance license. But Ollie said that it's all right, Dave. I think we're all right. But I had tested dancing with Mecca first and then Debbie just to make sure, because Ollie hates being, caught out,
Yeah, and Ollie.
It looked like a great night anyway.
That was the best night I've had for a long time. Best day, I should say.
I've got a question for Mac and Deb. So on the flight going and coming, was it half full?
Yeah, it was half empty.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
that's the same difference.
Except the one from London was pretty full.
Yeah, London to Singapore was about 3/4.
That was the only one that was busy. All the other flights were empty, half empty. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they had a Singapore flight land today. It only had 160 people on it.
Yeah, that's probably what we had.
Probably what we had, Doris. Maybe even less.
Did you have to wear masks all the way?
Yeah, all the way.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
And if you left it down after your meal, they'd come over and tell you to put it back up again.
Really?
I used to say I'm still eating. Fuck off.
I've got this Chinese buffet to finish.
What's that? Come on, Fruity. Put it in. What are you saying, Fruity?
I said that's nothing unusual.
Oh, of course, dear. I knew you'd have to say something. Get it off your chest, pet.
Macca and Debbie were very.
Your story there.
With August next year, it gives us all plenty of time to prepare to welcome you to all our homes and locations. It'll be great. So are you going to come and stay with all of us, or just
no? Do that.
We don't do that. We'll come and stay near you and meet up for lunches or dinners or whatever.
Yeah, we'll just stay somewhere we can all meet. Central.
You can meet in our house then.
We'll come for a meal. Yeah, Lovely.
Yeah, we'd love that. We'd love it. Steve,
It's
you might have to be my chauffeur on the day.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Right, okay.
Hey,
No, Steve's taking me to Old Trafford for the afternoon.
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
good.
right, yeah. Well, the season kicks off early next season. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It kick off early next year.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Dave,
You might have a
Dave.
you probably have a new
Last-
manager by then.
it's the
I
last
think we'll have
week
a new
in June.
manager by tomorrow, hopefully.
The championship kicks off the last week in July, Steve.
Yeah. First week in August for the friend. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah. Yes.
Got to get rid again.
Well, my team have turned themselves around. And,
Yes, I was just thinking that. Well
Not
Who are you
done.
too-
supporting now, John?
what do you mean? I've
Yeah.
always supported Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, when they lose, you change. You know that, dear.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I just bagged Derby.
Oh, you do back.
Derby have had it.
Yeah.
Borok, I know,
That's
another
right.
20 points.
That's
God,
right.
Derby are relegated already.
They're only
Yeah.
on minus
Reading
3.
won't be far behind them.
Yes.
Talking of Derby,
Dave, you did say you wanted to come up and watch Bristol City play. So next season it might be happening sooner rather than later.
I know. So honestly,
Might be a local derby.
Martin, I was I got very excited for 90 minutes against Bristol City versus Nottingham Forest at Bristol when we were still winning 1-0. And 93 minutes, I was very upset after you'd scored a penalty and got a last-second winner.
Yeah.
You still got a
Yeah.
smile. I don't like that. It's upset me now. So, hey, Steve, you'll
Sorry
be the
about that,
manager of at Old Trafford by the time Macca comes over.
Yeah.
Could be a couple.
Yeah, that'll be even better. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
But you know the irony of that, Dave, is we've got the same players as when the other guy was in. Chris Hooton was in charge,
Yeah,
and it's just the mentality. It's just
Yeah.
changed,
yeah.
and they're just playing
Yeah.
now as a team, playing to win.
Mm.
And Manchester United have probably got probably twice as good of players, but they're not all gelling. They're just not playing as a team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pogba can play great for France, but he can't play good for Man United. What's the
Get
story
rid-
there?
Get rid of him.
Doka Maguire played great for England, for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it? I don't know. Don't know what's going on.
You should get rid of Pogba, Stevie.
Yeah, well, we've been saying that for 2 years.
Yeah. At least get some
Should
money
be
for him.
should be a ban on all French players.
No.
Stephen, what time's your interview on Sky Sports today?
Looking at me,
Yes.
they're arranging to come round just before we broadcast this evening. But if I'm a bit late, that's the reason.
Oh, it'd be great. And
They've just pulled up in a Ford
you
Cougar.
BBC
Pardon?
Pete's doing the interview.
Yeah.
Pete's doing the interview, yeah.
I said
Yeah.
they've just pulled up in a Ford Cougar.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. So now obviously Macca and Debbie, obviously you when you flew back and what have you, it was the I want to make sure, was it the two nephews and a nephew's girlfriend of wife to be at the pub? Was it the three of them that turned up? Was it
Two.
your sister's, well, both your sister's nephews, wasn't it? Chris was
Yeah.
UK and James was
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And
the girl,
James' fiance.
That's
Natalie,
James's
what-
fiancée
is she get marrying James
Yes.
in Italy next year.
in Italy? That's it. Yeah.
That's why we're coming over.
God. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
That's good. And Colonel,
Actually,
you're coming over in the May, isn't it?
I was going to say something when you were talking about Macca and Debbie coming to your house. I wonder if they know how I greeted you when I came over to see you that time.
How was that?
How was that, Colonel?
Yes. Yeah.
You should tell them.
It was official. I did know that Colonel was coming this time because he came over as a surprise one on my 50th, but it was it was before that, and Colonel was coming, and he turned up dressed as Elvis Presley. And he came in the taxi. All the way from his sister's for about an hour's drive, isn't it? An hour plus drive, and all in white. You know, the all in white with flipping heck.
Full number.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
We'll have to get the photo out.
It's a long story there. I'll tell you something. First of all, I've got the worst voice in the world. But when I was bartending in the bar I worked here back in the 80s, when karaoke was a big thing, my mates in the kitchen, they'd finished work. And of course, after a few drinks, you know, like about midnight, they'd always say, "Go on, John, you got to go and sing a song." So eventually I thought I'll do it one time. So I went out there and I sang Roger Miller's King of the Road. And it was so god awful. I thought, well, the good thing is they're never going to ask me again, right? Well, every fucking Saturday night, same thing. And so, but then eventually, I stumbled across Hound Dog by Elvis. It lasts 2 minutes. It lasts 2 minutes and 13 seconds. And initially, I got an old jacket, put the collar up, and the bar by 1 o'clock in the morning, just like Izzo anyway, it was packed out, everyone was drunk. And so it went down really good. And then my wife, I think she was mad at me. So she decided to buy an Elvis costume and make it. So now I had to wear the stupid Elvis costume. So it was just like a monster which kept on getting bigger. And before you say anything, the costume is no longer exists. So do not ask me to bring it over in May. Yeah.
So what happens when you got?
Do you want to do the song then?
No, I don't. No. Yeah. Anyway,
Cindy's got enough time to make another one.
Yeah, sure she does. Yeah,
she'd be good like that.
Elvis Chapel in Vegas. Remember? Do they still have those Elvis chapels in Vegas?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah. Well, it was like it was like when I was best man to Noel, not when Noel and Tinker got married, because he had me as his best man. They paid for my airfare, the hotel, the whole thing. And he got married in the chapel, and he'll tell you the story that basically in Vegas, he got married in Vegas. And the problem was he was drunk as a skunk. You know, it was St. Patrick's Day. He got married on St. Patrick's Day in Las Vegas. He was drunk as a skunk, and the pastor, whoever he was gay, and it didn't go down well with Noel, and we had to get him through it really quick.
They're a bit dodgy, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's very different when you knock the pastor out.
All right, enough of this. I think I'm going back to bed.
Anyway, listen, I asked a question this last week, and I was going to ask it this week. We've talked about your best ports and your least favourite ports. We're now going to ask you which was your favourite watering hole when you travelled the 7 seas. Go on, Dave, start it off somewhere.
Well, obviously, this will help Macca and Debbie because my favourite watering hole, I mentioned it, I thought that was the 3 Greyhounds.
No, when you were at sea. Jesus Christ, what's so hard to understand about it?
Well, we were all at sea after that afternoon anyway.
Ingie,
You were.
Ingie, Ingie, I've come over here and started backing the dogs. I'm on the Greyhounds every afternoon now.
Oh, well,
that'd be great. That'd be great. But no, I think far afield, any of the, a couple of places in Vancouver, was always nice. The Elephant and Castle, and I love the Red Dog Saloon in Juneau. That was a favourite because it was don't want to harp on about the three dogs blinking whatever it is, $3 grand. But the entertainment there with the guy playing the guitar each night we went, that was great, good fun. So I'll go Red Dog Saloon.
Right, you pass it on then, Dave.
Okay, well on my screen I'm in the middle at the top, but I'll save Colonel to last. I'll go to Pete.
Oh, such a choice. The ones in Sydney, they must
Orient.
the Orient, the Paragon, all up right up the top. The porthole in San Pedro, the Red Onion. God, spent more time in the bars than on board. Oh dear me, the porthole in San Pedro.
Porthole in San Pedro.
Don't know that.
There we are. Now, Fruity, I've given you a
Just
clue.
before you get to the main drag, it was on the road leading up from the quayside. It was on the right hand side. It was always dark in there, even at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I was never old enough to drink in there when you drank in there, Pete.
I'm not saying I was ever in there at 9 o'clock in the morning, by the way.
Yeah, only from the night before, Pete.
Yeah.
So, Fruity, I've given you a clue. I know what's behind me is one of your favourites.
Oh yeah, forgot the Mexican ones.
Yeah.
La Cueta.
The Huertas.
Yeah, the Huertas, yeah.
Yeah. That Fruity, go on, have a think. What was one of your favourites?
Well, I suppose Sydney was the Orient Fortuna War. Southampton always like go off and going in the Red Lion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still there.
What about the Bargate?
Actually, we had Sunday lunch in there last Sunday, me and Alan.
Oh,
Absolutely. That was really good. It was really good and not expensive.
Was it busy that night, Fruity?
Yeah, it was.
They were just helping out, Dave.
She wasn't in the coffee, she was in the bar.
But there was the thing is that, different ports, you always sort of tended to go to the same bar, didn't you? And the names of some of them now I couldn't possibly tell you.
Because we're always pissed when we came out of them.
You go somewhere in Spain, but one of the Spanish ports, Malaga or somewhere, and you just stumble out, wouldn't you? It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were the colour of those taxis out in Spain or in like Madeira and that?
Yellow.
Yeah,
Yellow.
Some of them were white and green, weren't they?
White and green as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
I
white
remember
and
the two-coloured, two-tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that?
Portugal.
Yeah.
Madeira.
Right.
Madeira
Oh,
and-
Madeira, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah, that was good.
Anybody go to Charlie's Bar in Curacao? That is that up there.
Where was it? Where was that then?
Charlie's Bar in Curacao. Just as soon as you hit the little, it wasn't very big, the town, but it was get the cab there. No, cab, yeah, cab, no, walk there, cab back, definitely.
Yeah.
Is that the picture behind you?
Yeah, that was great. Real good mixture of locals and people off the ship.
That's a lovely looking bar, Pete.
Oh,
It is.
tremendous.
Looks like
Anybody remember the Ocean Mist Bar in Fort Lauderdale?
Ocean Mist.
Ocean Mist.
Ocean Mist. Yeah.
Well, I'll be back there in
Peter
a week.
Steele. Well, Peter
I'll be back
Steele.
then.
Oh, look at that photo. Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter Steele made us all get T-shirts. The T-shirt said, "I got pissed in the ocean mist."
Got it.
That's very original, Doris. Very original.
Very good, very good. Hey, now, Macca and Debbie. Debbie, where would your favourite be?
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I probably
Too
didn't go
many
a
to
lot
remember.
of bars. I didn't go in a lot of bars. Whereas I used to go for lunch. I mean, I love.
What was a good one?
in
first
what's the one we're talking about? The restaurant?
In Vila,
Pisces. That was the
Pisces.
restaurant,
Oh yeah.
Pisces and Vila. That was
Right.
probably our
love
favourite
that.
watering hole. That was where the directors of P&O Cruises used to say, "Why is it every time we go there, it's only the barmen that are having lobsters?"
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, but quite often we'd have McCullum and Dickie Rutter
Yeah.
with us, wouldn't we?
Yeah, Dickie
Rata.
Rata the Latter.
Rutter.
And I used to love the old trade winds, the trade winds, you know, trade
Suva.
winds hotel in
Suva.
Suva. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
about the
sit around the floor.
Rainmaker Hotel in Pago Pago?
Oh yeah.
That's right.
And what was that? Something.
Mark Leeson's.
Mar
Barker's.
Barker's.
Mar Barker's. That's it. That was
Yeah.
in Vila, wasn't it?
Yeah, Port Vila, yeah.
Port Vila, yeah.
What about
Vanuatu.
Tonga? What was the one in Tonga we used to
Comes Stephen.
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
remember
Steve's
now.
coming in, but we'll say hello to Steve, Steve Down Under. Hello, Steve
Hello.
Down Under.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, Steve.
We're
Yes,
all
Stevie.
good.
Hey.
Stephen, we're in just going round everybody asking their favourite watering holes, but obviously you're still celebrating from yesterday's football results, so we'll
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll link-
I'm
we'll link-
celebrating my favourite watering hole.
that is your favourite, yeah, and you give you a chance. But
It's
I'm
front
gonna
row.
Stephen up in Manchester. Hello, Stephen. What about your watering hole?
Right, where do I start? There are plenty of them. I used to love the ones in Sydney, obviously, the Orient and the Fortunes of War and the Paragon. Was it the Paragon?
Paragon, yeah.
Yeah.
Paragon.
Southampton, I used to go to one. They used to call it the Roundhouse. It was
Was that the hotel? Was it a
circular
hotel?
pub. It was like a circular pub, quite like 60s new.
Was that
It had another name.
the opposite the Civic Centre by the bus station?
Yeah, it had another name, but I always used to call it the Roundhouse.
Roy
But
Lewin.
my absolute favourite.
No, he had the Lord Lewin.
Yeah. The absolute favourite was I used to love going in the rat run in Acapulco, the rat cage.
Rat cage.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
We used to play football in Acapulco. We used to kick off like 11 o'clock at night.
Yep.
It was so hot. And then we finished the match and we all go in the rat cage. We're there till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And you'd get food and drink and you'd be there for hours and then you get the bill and it was only cost you about $10. Remember that, Peter, the rat cage?
Cool, not many.
Oh well, yeah.
It
Well,
was, the most filthiest, disgusting place you'd have thought of. You go in the loo and there was open sewers and there was rats running around.
Oh,
You know, no one ever got sick in there, did they?
Well, that was like Fatty's in Singapore, in Albert.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
No one ever got sick.
Can I give my favourite bar now, Dave?
yes,
Sure,
you may,
Steve, sorry.
Martin.
Okay, and Dave Trainer will love this one because I'm sure he's been there on many occasions. And it was in Hong Kong and it was called the Bottoms Up.
Bottoms up.
Oh. Ned Kelly's.
Now, the
Oh,
Bottoms Up Bar.
I
And it's
don't
famous
remember.
because they
Honestly,
actually filmed one of the James Bond movies there.
Yeah.
Don't recall it, not Doris. Honestly,
The Bottoms Up.
no.
You were never out of it, Freddie.
But
Just to remember it.
Ned Kelly's, yeah.
You go downstairs and there was all these topless barmaids in all these circular.
Fruity wouldn't go there then. Fruity wouldn't go there then.
No, but it probably just walked
Oh,
in and
God,
then
the
walked
bitches, eh?
out.
Yeah,
It's the wrong tops for Fruity.
we did like those sort of bars, didn't we? There was one in Vancouver which you'd go in at lunchtime and there'd be all sorts of drink available and young ladies would be dancing as well. But I'm glad I didn't see you in there, Debbie, fortunately, you know. Obviously.
Actually, Doris, you're probably wrong. It was probably the
Not me.
He's going to say, I bet he's trying to say Texas bar.
Texas bar in Lisbon where you saw me.
Yeah,
Texas bar.
yeah. Even better. Right now we've got Colonel and Steve down under. We'll go for Colonel first. Colonel, for your favourite bar.
Well,
Or one of.
this could be a favourite bar. It was a nightclub in Lisbon, and my bartender, Dougie Bayliss, and Jimmy Bills, the assistant. They took us all out there. Well, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I think it was Jimmy Bills got into a fight, and it started getting nasty. And all of a sudden, I don't know whether they were trying to protect me. They'd ordered a taxi for me. What I didn't realise, there was a young lady in the back seat as well. and I was whisked off to this place in Lisbon. In fact, goodness, my wife does not watch the crew, but it doesn't matter because this is all pre-wifey. So we end up in this house, and it's a family. It's a family's house, right? So like everyone's there. But the bottom line is that I nearly missed the ship the next day.
You sure it wasn't the Texas bar, John?
Colonel. You dirty old man.
Colonel, did you have to entertain all of the family while you were there?
No, all I know is that it wasn't like a private whatever. So that's with that. I'm going to go to bed. I'll hand over to you, Dave, to close.
Can't go now.
Yeah, I can.
You want to know what happened?
No, you know what happened.
No, we don't know what happened.
Hang on, John. This was the favourite bar, not the favourite bag-off place.
That comes next week.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in the UK crew bar. I'm going back to bed.
All right.
That doesn't make the edit.
All right, Colonel.
I'm handing over to you, Dave.
Well, lovely. All right. You'll hear Steve Watt. You'll hear Stephen Watts later if you're going now, Colonel. But
yeah, I know. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Let's see. Where are you? That's not your normal backdrop.
No, I'm. The reason I'm late is that we have a family gathering. We're at the Star Casino.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's why you rushed me this week, was it?
Yeah, casino, cool. Yeah.
Are you staying there?
I don't blame you.
Yeah, we're staying for a couple of days. Yeah, Kay's parents, Kay's mum and sister have come down from Newcastle. So yeah, we come
Terrible
in to
weather.
stay. God,
Shocking.
horrible.
I tell you, it's colder here than it is in England today, I think.
Yeah, I
It's
bet.
freezing.
I reckon it would be. Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely awful.
I've had
Anyway,
the heating on.
It's nice in the casino.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where is the casino, Steve?
Just round the
Sydney.
corner from Monty's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Sydney, right? Okay.
Just round the corner from
Darling Harbour.
From Darling Harbour from Monty's.
Okay. Yeah.
I was actually there today, Monty.
Were you?
I was there. At
Where,
the Star,
Monty's
yeah.
or the casino?
No, the casino. I picked up a couple of ladies that went to the
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Yeah,
Hamilton. Okay.
took them
Oh,
home
good one.
because my
Okay.
brother-in-law was doing photo. Rick was doing photos, and he said, "Can you duck in and pick them up?" So I did, and
Okay.
I could have bumped into you then. What's he?
Yeah, you
Could have
could
caught
have done too.
Could have caught you,
It's
mate.
How long you?
It's
How long
very,
are you there
it's very
for?
busy. A lot of people
It
around.
is, it was.
Absolute-
It was.
yeah,
when
a
I
lot
was
of
there.
people around.
How
Yeah,
many nights are you
That's
there?
good.
2 nights.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah, 2 nights.
nice break.
Is this your second or your
Yeah.
first night?
This is our first night. Yeah.
First night. Okay.
First
What are you
night.
doing in
Then
the
we go to-
room? What are you doing in the room?
Well, I just left the others. I just left the others there in one of the other rooms, and they're sitting having drinks and nibbles and stuff. We've just been for dinner, so
Right.
yeah. I just thought, I said I shall return in half an hour.
Well, it's very
Nice.
kind of you to
Good.
come into our crew bar when you've got all the family there. So it's really,
Oh, well.
really nice.
You
And-
guys
and
made the
Stephen,
effort to do this.
Is it safe for you to tell us where your favourite bar is with all the family so close to you next door?
No problems. No problems. You're standing in front of one of them. I've got to tell you.
Okay, that's yeah. We love
An absolute cracking pub, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one I used to like was I don't know that you were on there in Singapore. It was called the Jockey Club. It was nothing.
yeah.
It was nothing fancy, but geez, it was a good place.
Yeah,
It
you
was
went
a good-
up an escalator, Steve.
Sorry.
You went up an escalator.
Yeah, that's right. Great atmosphere, lovely bar.
Did they have,
Miss
did they have
Lando
one of
Ang.
those in Hong Kong as well?
Yeah, they did at Happy Valley.
Yeah,
Oh.
I thought so.
At Happy Valley.
Used to be a lot of jockeys there.
Yeah.
God, blimey,
Tell me,
only-
Watty, at the Orient, did you know Bob Freer, who was the manager of the Orient?
Bob Freer.
No.
Well, Bob Freer managed the Orient, and he became very friendly with myself, but I think more with Alice.
Alan Bacon. Yeah,
And
Okay.
He did a lot of cruises with us on the Sea Princess.
yeah, he did.
And I was going out with the Italian girl at the time, and she was best friends with Bob's wife at the time. So I spent a lot of time with Bob Freer at the Orient because he owned it.
In what years was that, Mac?
Oh, crikey, mate. That would be
Late 70s, early 80s.
late 70s, early 80s, correct?
Yeah.
See, I was gone then.
Yeah,
I forgot
I
you're
was-
20 years older than me, Stevie.
would have said
I
when
had jumped
79
on
onwards. He was there. Yeah,
You
he
remember him,
was
Dave?
probably there from finish when Sea Princess came out.
Yeah.
Well,
And into
I
the
left before
into
that.
the 80s.
Yeah, he had a good friend
Alan
called
knew it.
Danny. And Danny tried to put poker machines on the ships as well.
Ah,
You've known all about that then, Fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
Put a
have done,
muscle in on your territory.
they would,
partnership with him.
they wouldn't have done that because P&O had owned them themselves.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Why
were
would
there were
they?
all sorts
Yeah.
of backhanders going on them, Fruity. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, but it didn't actually happen.
Oh, all right.
Much to you and Alice's.
Be very quiet for a
Do you, re-
I
do
know.
you remember? Do
He's
you,
gone
do you
very
remember those?
quiet.
Do you remember those pubs in Sydney, like the Paragon in Sydney, when they beat like
Yeah.
the 6 o'clock swill when they closed
Yeah,
the
chip
six
in.
and everybody
Chip
would order
in.
a shitload of schooners so that they could get in, and then they'd come in with a hose and just hose the joint out. It was all
Yeah.
tiles from floor to
Yeah.
ceiling.
I'm trying
Well,
to
the
think of the one
Paragon
we
used
used
to
to go
open
in.
at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one we used to go in Sydney. We used to go out in King's Cross for the night, stagger back to the ship early as hours more like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
The bourbon and beef
I
steak.
can't remember the name of the pub now, but the pub used to open the doors
The bourbon and beef steak.
for the guys who worked on the docks, yeah?
Yeah, the wharfies.
And all
yeah.
the beers were already poured, ready to drink. They just walked in, put the money on the bar and straight down.
Where was
And
that?
We used to go in there on the
Chip
way
in,
back.
Paragon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably the ship, I would have thought.
yeah, I
Chip
can't remember
in,
which one. Well, we were coming back from a night out. We'd already been out all night. So we're just nipping here for a quick one before we got back.
And you had to go and work.
The dockers would walk in, the beer was already poured, pick the beer up, put the 20 cents on the bar, and well, that's when it was cheap beer, basically.
20 cents.
Absolutely.
Tell you what I used to love, sailing from Sydney at from 4 o'clock onwards, you'd have wingers in their jackets, you'd have PRSs in their jackets, barmen, section waiters
in the
in their red and black jackets, all in the pub. It was like the crew
Yeah.
bar. The Orient was just a fantastic sailing night.
It
All the
was.
female
It was
PRSs in
brilliant.
their drag. I mean, it was just, it was just a real crew bar. There was no officers. It was just deckies. There was PRSs. There was wingers. There'd be about 50 wingers in there.
Did you used to wear your little pink number over?
I always wear my pink, darling. Yes, especially when you came in. But
It didn't look like it does now.
no, I couldn't get into the
No,
game.
it's faded a bit over the years.
No. Oh,
Uh,
see what I have to put up with?
yeah, you do very well, Debbie. Very well.
Oh,
No, it was good fun. Good fun. Good times.
What was that place in Suva down the high street? Was it the Grand Pacific Hotel?
Yeah.
Well, you-
Travelodge?
Sit on the balcony
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Overlooking the market.
Grand Pacific, was it?
No. You're on about the one by the market as you came off the ship.
Yeah.
Right in town. Do
Yeah.
you know, funny enough, I was trying to find a photograph of that yesterday. And I couldn't find one.
Cool.
It could have been the Grand.
The big
white
nightclub
hotel?
in Suva was Lucky Eddie's. Remember
What was the
Lucky
big
Eddie's?
white hotel that was next to the Travel Lodge? Was
Not
that
in Burnsville, was it?
was that the South Pacific or Grand Pacific?
I think the Grand Pacific was on its own, Fruity. It had the upstairs balcony. God, there's some skullduggery went on in there.
Big bottles of Fiji bitter.
Right on the corner, wasn't it? It was right on the corner.
That's it, on the corner. Yeah.
It was on sort of overlooking the tin shed, you know, the tin.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Was it very posh or no, not very posh?
No.
Not like this.
It wasn't a posh, it wasn't a great bit.
No.
Wasn't a posh hotel. That was
We didn't
Pacific
frequent
Harbour.
posh hotels.
Pacific Harbour was beautiful.
Yeah,
Pacific Harbour is a great golf course as well.
yeah, true.
Actually, we're going there in February. We're going to
Where is
Fiji in
that,
February for a
Martin?
week.
Where is that?
Fiji.
Fiji, yeah.
Near Latoka.
Actually, they got a friend of mine's just booked there to go in a few weeks at the Naviti Resort.
Oh, in a few weeks.
Not a few weeks, though.
10 days, $2,000, all food, all drinks, and
Yeah,
all
that's what
transfer.
we're paying 1,500 for 6 nights, everything, all drinks.
Yeah, we're going next door to the Naviti.
Yeah, it looks
We're going
pretty
to the
good.
Warwick.
Everything's included. So we won't have to pay anything because there's nothing to buy.
Yeah.
It's all included.
How long does it take to get over to the island?
4 hours.
3 or 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's about an hour's bus trip when you get there, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Where we stayed.
That's the bit you got to worry about. Fiji buses.
No, we
because the
pre-booked.
roads are not great, are they?
Yeah, but still. No.
I know.
I remember driving from Suva through over to Lutoka and meet the ship around the other side, the
Yeah, I
next
did
morning.
that.
Holy
Yeah.
hell. What a road.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Vila's the same as well. Port Vila's exactly the same. We went around the other side of the island and it was just atrocious, the road.
I don't know how we made it, really. I don't know how we're still here.
Yeah.
Bali. How about getting on your bikes at Bali?
Oh, yes.
Oh, your motorbikes and going to Bali.
motorbikes,
Holy
yeah.
hell.
Well, it's the same as hiring a horse in Nuku'alofa, with
Nuku'alofa,
Yeah.
We're in a hall.
I don't think that would have changed much.
If you got a Hessian back,
Mr.
you're
Harry,
lucky.
few horses over there, Doris.
I think they've still got the same horses out there because they were bloody old when we were there. Oh, right. Yeah.
So, Stevie, when are you back to normal? We can catch up.
Maybe the week after next. Like this week, we're going to go back and take the folks back to Newcastle. So week after, hopefully, should be back to or should be close to back to normal. I'll text you.
All right, you get your manager to talk to my manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got to go and take the budget out the oven.
Yeah.
We should try and organise this night out with the Major Oak as well, McKinnon.
Why don't you come with us, Doris, when we meet up with Stevie?
Yeah, that'll be okay. When's that? When are we doing that?
Well, it's the week after next.
We haven't
Where are you going?
We don't know yet. I'm getting my manager to speak to Stevie's manager, who will then speak to your manager.
Okay. Okay. Well, my manager's just about to eat dinner, so I better go.
Yeah, I know. I thought you might.
Say hello to Sue.
Say hello.
Anyone remember the first and last in Fremantle?
Yes.
Where you played Russian roulette, the more pissed you got, because if you missed the ship and it was going outbound, You were completely knackered.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, everybody used to leave it to the last second before going back on board.
I nearly missed it twice, Numia and
What, in the
Vila.
first and last? Oh,
No, Numia and Vila.
first and last in Fremantle, Dave? Fruity?
Yeah.
I remember Fremantle, but I can't remember the name of the hotel.
It's a backpackers now.
Ah,
I took a walk round there when I was over there. When I first went back out about 2014, I went round there to have a look. It may be back open as a pub now. I don't know, but
What's it called, Dave?
First and last.
Yeah. I can't remember.
first and last. Obviously, if you'd arrived in Australia, it was the first pub you went to, and if you were leaving Australia, it was the
It was
last.
the last.
It was right opposite the village. It was right
I've
opposite
seen guys
the
when we
terminal.
were sailing from Fremantle, going back to the UK, get on board with about 15 minutes, probably even less, 10 minutes to go before we sailed. Otherwise, they were goosed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, after doing the 9-day stretch coming the other way from South Africa, and you got to Fremantle, you literally tore down the gangplank to get there.
Yeah, that's right. You got it. Yeah,
But Pete, that is typical Aussie.
Excuse me,
So
mate.
first and last. First pub,
Sorry,
last
Mac.
pass, pub.
Say it again.
Typical Australian. When you say first and last, it's like an off license in Australia. What's it called? A bottle shop.
We were trying to find one in England. They didn't know what we were talking about.
I know. Yeah, that's
But in
one
the
thing.
States, they're all called liquor stores, aren't they?
Liquor store.
Yeah,
Liquor
bottle
store.
shop.
Liquor stores. Yeah.
Yeah, bottle
Well,
shop.
ours was called a beer
We don't
off.
have it in the UK, do
A
you?
bit of what, Martin?
A beer off.
A beer off.
The beer off.
Well,
Where
it's
do you-
called
where do you
beer
buy
off
it?
license. Yeah, that's
Where
what
do you
it was
buy it
called
over
back
there?
in the day when I was growing up in the UK. Beer off.
We buy our alcohol and liquor in any supermarket.
Nowadays,
has
yeah,
to
used
be supermarket.
to be an off license.
We used to have off
Yeah.
licenses, yeah.
Off
Yeah,
license.
used to.
We were trying to
Do
find
they
one.
still sell alcohol in the post offices over there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Mm.
But shit,
They sell
wine.
everything except stamps.
Yeah.
What's the stamp?
When
No,
we
you're
were,
right, because when we were over there, we were in Kent, and we were going to my nephew's for dinner, and I said to them, we've got to get a couple of nice bottles of wine. And all you could go is the bloody post office, and they had all this shit, all this shit stuff that we wouldn't even drink in Australia was on their top shelf.
You
know,
got
they
it.
were wanting 15, 20 quid for it. We wouldn't pay $5
You've
for
got to
it.
know where to go.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to know.
Yeah.
But the pubs don't sell it. Like here, the pubs sell bottles, don't they, to take away in the bottle
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
Well, like we
Yeah.
used to, didn't we? The pubs over here used to have the takeaway section, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that. It was a little.
They stop-
Yeah, you
Off
used to be
yeah.
drinking in the bar.
Yeah.
If you wanted a takeaway, you'd walk about 5 yards to a little sort of hatch.
Yeah,
Little hatch.
that's
They
what we
would
do
give
still, yeah.
your bottles of pale ale and bottles of Guinness. And then
That's
you
right.
just
We do
walk
that, yeah.
straight back 5 yards and buy another pint.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have the drive-through here as well. You know, you drive through the bottle shops and you can just get out your car and it's right there.
You don't have to get out your car. You just go up and
Yeah.
serve you at the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the police got wise to that here. They used to park the other side of the drive-throughs and just nick people as they came through with their booze.
No, we normally pay the police on the way through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Well, Ian, we're talking about drink. I believe you know an old mate of mine, or knew, Alex Beaumont.
Alex, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good mate
He
of
was
mine.
the-
Alex.
He was from the QE too. He was the head of the Bar Association of Sydney. Yeah.
Yeah. He had
And I had
a bartending school in King's
Yep.
Cross.
I had a competition against him. I got to a final of a cocktail making tournament at Panthers Stadium in Penrith, and I was up against one of his contestants who he
Yeah.
trained, and he smashed me in the final. I got to the final, and he smashed me in the final.
Right.
He was a top bartender.
Is he still around?
No, Alex died, I think.
He died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew Alex. I didn't know him
Good old
well.
mate of mine, Alex.
I didn't know him
An
well.
actual
but,
fact, when we finished in '86, he offered me the opportunity to come over to Sydney and he was going to set me up. But my missus didn't want to come over, so that never happened, basically.
Bad mistake, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go. So anyway, that's another story. But he was a nice guy.
He was a big
cracking
guy, wasn't
Alex.
he?
Pardon?
He was a big guy, big guy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, he
Yeah,
jumped.
nice fella.
He jumped ship, you know.
Did he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Didn't everybody?
I was waiting for that.
He works in a big hotel in King's Cross. He went under the wing of an American guy who was the chairman of the Australian Bartenders Association, and he took him under his wing, and he taught him everything he knew, and the rest was history, basically.
So was he allowed to stay? Was he?
He's what? Sorry.
He was allowed to stay, even though
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was shit.
yeah. I think they had an amnesty, didn't they, at some point?
Oh, they did. Yeah.
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 77, they
marry?
stopped the
Was
amnesty.
it 5 years, Steve? Was it?
77, they stopped the amnesty.
Right.
Yeah, but if you'd have been there, what was it, 5 years?
Oh, you only had to be there a couple of years, Pete. You only had to be
Oh,
here
right.
a couple of years, have somewhere to live, have a job, and you could just turn yourself in.
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
did, Stevie?
No,
you did?
no. I missed the amnesty.
So how
I
did-
just-
how did you do it?
I jumped on June 30th and I got married on July the 6th.
Oh, well done.
And she claimed me then as her breadwinner. She was the only bugger working, but anyway, that's the way it worked. That's the word.
Oh, right.
She claimed me as her breadwinner.
Yeah.
That's
So,
good.
yeah,
Dick,
so
Dixie,
then I spent
Dixie
then I
Deeds,
spent a
he
week
went
in
back to the
a
UK.
week in the immigration office in Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. Gosh.
I think
And you're
Dixie
allowed
was
to
in the same predicament, and he went back to the UK because he got found out. And,
Oh, that's
he
right.
never stayed. Yeah,
He's
broke
never,
his
he's never
heart,
been
didn't it?
back.
Broke his
yeah.
heart.
So I'm not sure he can come back now.
No, he can't. He can't. I was with him down in Weymouth recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most pleasant.
Martin, Martin,
Yes,
how did it come about for you coming over?
Well, I actually did all my immigration through New Zealand. You couldn't apply in Australia. My wife's Australian, and yeah, there was no problem with me. But when I actually got to leave the ships, I wanted to get off in Sydney, but my contract didn't expire until Perth, about another 6 days later. So Barry Mulder, the purser at the time, insisted that I go all the way to Perth, and with the intention of just leaving from there and flying back, and that's what I did. And then basically just told P&O I wasn't coming back, and that was in 1983.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you went in
That all
you went
sounds
to
very
New Zealand
civilised, doesn't it?
first.
Yeah, I did all my immigration through New Zealand, through Auckland. Yeah.
Wasn't
I
New
had a
Zealand more
medical-
difficult to get into than Australia at that time?
Well, it was probably very much the same, but once you were in New Zealand, you basically were allowed to come straight into Australia. But I didn't get a New Zealand visa. I basically applied for Australian residency through New Zealand, through the New Zealand immigration. Yeah. But I still had to have a medical in Parramatta in Sydney.
Did you get
It
married
was
long
pretty
after?
straightforward. Sorry?
Did you get married long after?
About 4 weeks after, yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, when I left.
Did you meet your
Left in
wife on the
early
ship?
80s. I left in September 83 and we got married in October.
Right.
October the 8th. Been married 38 years this year.
38, yeah. Did
Yeah.
you tell the boys what happened with our tests
What?
the next day?
Oh yeah, the next day after we left you guys, we're having dinner at Bischoff, the Indian.
No.
Steve, what's the
Oh, that.
Pete? What's the nice Indian in just outside Mayfair?
Oh.
Take your pick.
Anyway.
Oh, beautiful
Patel.
Indian. Huh?
Patel.
Oh, well, anyway.
No.
So my nephew rang us up and said, "You need
Yeah,
this test
Argy-bargy.
before you leave. Before you leave." So
We knew we had to.
well, yeah, we had to. So we dashed over to Mayfair where he worked with his officers, and to get 2 COVID tests was £165 each.
150.
Wow.
150 pound each. So it was $600
You're joking.
For 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
just to rub something in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
And
I've never paid that much.
Jeez.
Fruity thought it was cheap. Anyway, to rub salt
he
into
paid
the
a lot
wound.
more than that in the Lawertas.
Anyway, to rub salt into the wound, we went back to De Grape's pub with my nephew, and we're having a couple of pints there. And Deborah looks at her phone, and they've charged us 3 times, not twice.
Oh
3
no.
times. Yeah. So then we've got a shit fight trying to get 150 pounds back.
Yeah.
So then I had dinner with
Good joke.
Chris and his girlfriend in the evening, and she's a lawyer. And I said, well, let's just write something and try and get it back. So we sent them a shit email and they refunded it straight
But
away.
when I went back to the place, I said, oh, look, I've been charged twice. And they said, oh, well, here's a phone number. Just call them up. And I tried and I didn't have any luck. So I went back and I said, look, I'm leaving tomorrow. I've been charged twice. So anyway, she got onto someone and they said, oh, look, we've got the details. We'll get the details.
We'll
We'll
put you on
put
the
her onto the
refund list.
refund list.
Refund list.
So how many times do they do this to people?
Oh yeah.
If
Before
I had
anyone
checked,
knows.
So I sent them an email and I said, listen, you took the money out of our account straight away. You've stuffed up. I want the money refunded straight away.
and they did.
And they did. Mm.
Yeah.
Hero, dear.
Oh,
That's
no.
terrible.
Yeah, well,
No.
my daughter lives in Dubai and she has to get a test every week, and it's $120 every week.
Really?
What?
Yes,
Oh,
she has to
Dubai.
go.
We
Just-
were-
yeah,
Every week.
she has to, because she
Doris-
travels to Abu Dhabi for work. To
Oh.
cross over the border, you have to get tested
Does she have
every
to pay
week.
for that, or does her work
She has
pay?
to pay for. No, she has to pay for that.
Hero,
Oh.
Yeah,
dear.
but we paid $140 each to leave Australia. Then we paid 300 odd to get back. So that's nearly $1,000 just in frigging tests. You know?
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, this is what they're
Very
going to do. They're going, and it's not going to entice people to go on holiday overseas, is it?
No.
Well, I could pay
Brand
10.
new-
I could pay 10
Brand new
installments
industry.
on a Ford Cougar for that.
Have one of them new every week. But you know the tests, the lateral flow test. We get a box of 7 or something we can have.
Yeah.
Get from the
Antigen
NHS.
test, yeah.
But apparently they aren't going to be handouts forever. It's going to come to a point where we're going to have to buy these.
We have to buy them.
Giving them out.
Really, you already do pay for them, do you?
Yeah.
What for your normal lateral flow, not the
Yeah.
PCR?
Yeah.
Flipping hell.
Unless you've got symptoms, you don't get the test for free now.
Really? What? Even the drive-through?
Even the drive-through.
Yep. Yes, you've got to go. You've got to do it privately, and it costs.
Since
you.
when? Since
They've
when?
just brought it in the last few days.
We went a week
Just
ago when we got
Just
back.
as you're handing your credit card over, Deb, just sneeze. They'll soon let you through.
Start coughing.
Anyway,
Okay.
better go because I've got dinner on the table.
Oh, okay.
Lovely
Nice
talking
see
to
you.
everybody.
I think-
Cheers, mine.
Cheers, Doc.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, mate.
Nice seeing
Cheers,
you all again.
cheers, Martin.
You all look well.
Cheers.
You look well, Peter.
Thank
Keep safe,
you.
mate.
Thank you.
Keep safe. mate.
Who's
They
that?
get the traffic lights.
All
See
right,
you,
yeah, we'll
Dave.
get the
Nice
traffic
talking
lights
again.
coming out. Stephen's got his special box there. He's just going to stick one of them up. He just wants to gag.
Got to take your background.
You can get loads of it from the chemist for free, but there is a use-by date. You've got to use them by a certain date.
Probably yesterday.
See you, boys.
All right.
See you, Martin. Take care.
I'll get the traffic lights up. Yeah. Cheers, Martin.
Yeah.
Thanks
See
for
you,
reminding
Dave.
us.
Okay.
I'll get the traffic lights up. Here we go. Here we go. Right.
Great show.
So look, what we'll do, we'll start all waving because Colonel will do his usual bit of music at the end. And for those of you
Who's going to start the music?
Do wake up in the middle of the night like Steve does
Not-
down under, we'll be back
not-
again this
not
evening. So
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
oh no, well thanks for letting us know. Cheers, Steve.
Yeah.
We'd have been worried.
Yeah.
Are you
Ta-
going out, Steve?
The tables
You
will be
going out
open
now?
then.
Right.
Are you going out now, Steve?
Go
Yeah.
on.
You're
Have a
going-
good
on you.
time.
Have fun.
All right. Start waving, everybody. A lovely seeing you all.
Seagoing vessel, the 42,500-ton Oriana, largest liner built in this country for 20 years. This ship cost her owners £14 million, but what few people realize,